Warriors fans, how we doing? Dubnation, how we feeling? We are like a week out, T-minus 7 days away from the season opener against the Lakers in LA. How are we feeling, Warriors fans? Look, I'm feeling pretty good, feeling upbeat, more or less, even though the Warriors lost last night in the preseason game against the Lakers. Those are just minor details. That's fine. That's fine. But let's get to some Golden State Warriors, some quick news and notes, a few thoughts about the team right now, a few players. Let's get into it, though. Moses Moody has an injured calf. Moses Moody has an injured calf, and he is out for the rest of the preseason. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to linger into the regular season, but wow, that's some bad news. That is like, darn it. Because Moses Moody was he was possibly in line to not only start, but really provide a little bit of point of attack defense. He started out as that. He started the preseason out as like one of the Warriors' main point of attack defenders. I thought he was sort of going to hopefully hold that position until at least DeAnthony Melton, comes along from his injury. But I'm not really sure, honestly. I guess the MRI, I haven't heard any updates off of Moses Moody's MRI. I haven't heard anything negative, but that stinks. I think that everybody's had and has high hopes, especially for sort of like a breakthrough season for Moses Moody this season. It's going to be tough to do when you're not healthy, right? It's tough enough to do. Warriors fans, hear me out. It's tough enough for a young player to get any real significant playing time under Steve Kerr-led teams. It's just been pretty consistent. Now, you're not going to you're going to have to really battle for your playing time. You have a shorter leash, so to speak. And you got to be healthy. You have to be available. So here's hoping that this is just a short-term thing for Moses Moody because, he's got to be available. He needs to really be. If he's available, I think that the consistent minutes are going to be there this season. Why? Because the Warriors won a remarkable amount of games with Moses Moody as a starter. So it would benefit all parties involved for the Warriors to continue that type of momentum, right, going into this next season. And Moses Moody starting had success. I think it was like 26 and 3. I'm making up numbers now, but it was a really good record when Moses Moody was a starter for the Warriors. So, hey, is Moses Moody now like the Kevon Looney of the squad in a way? As in like he's always ready, available, and it seems like he's always pretty good whenever you play him, but like just doesn't get consistent minutes. I don't know. Sort of seems like the guard forward version of what Looney was at forward center for so many years for the Warriors. But, Looney did start. He had his string of starts, just like how Moses Moody did last season. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I love what I'm seeing from Brandin Podziemski. Absolutely love it. It's like his all-around game has definitely improved, taken a step up. A key indicator, and I said this about Moses Moody maybe last week, a key indicator for me of Podziemski's progress is that he's making high degree difficulty shots from all around the court, right? From all around the floor. And it just leads you to believe that a skilled person would rarely make, an unskilled basketball player would rarely make as diverse a skill shot as he made, Podziemski, yesterday in last night's game against the Lakers. I'm actually going to make it I think a key indicator is that he's making a wide array of shots, right? Not just step-up three-pointers, not just those patented Podziemski hooks or anything like that, but he's making shots all over the court. But he's really mitigating his turnovers. So he's doing a good job of curbing that turnover habit. And one thing, though, that really stands out is Brandon's ability to understand space at his young age, his ability to understand spacing, the usage of space. If you look at his highlights from last night, it's like he was so conscientious about giving players on offense their space and creating space by getting the heck out of certain players' way, like he's did it for Jonathan Kuminga a few times last night. But another thing that I love about Brandin Podziemski is his ball placement. He is putting passes pitch perfectly in the shooting pocket of his own players. So like when you get a pass from Podziemski, it's like gonna be right there in the shooting pocket for you to go up and shoot. Legit. It's never like over here. It's never this. It hasn't at least been. Last game wasn't no wild passes. They were all perfect, like pocket-like passes from the hip, bounce passes right into the shooter's pocket, and I just love it. That is something. I know it's like, C-Train, what are you talking about? Like, you're talking about like the quality of his passes, that they're like on target? Yes, I am. And remember this, please. I'm not making you remember, but this is good to remember, specifically when, as the competition gets stiffer and stiffer, as things get more difficult, as the degree of difficulty gets higher. You play the Oklahoma City, the Thunder, right? You play those higher quality teams in the West, Denver, right? You're going to need to play perfect. You're going to need as perfect as possible. And you can't play perfect, and you can't play that textbook style. Not perfect, right? But you're going to want to play as well as you can, because there's such a small margin of error against the good teams. Ways that you can improve the margin of error are through perfect passes. So, and that's what Podziemski does. I absolutely love it. His understanding of space is next level up here. Jonathan Kuminga's been a mix of good and bad. I expect that to be the case with him. So I'm saying that I believe Jonathan Kuminga will be consistently inconsistent, which means he'll be inconsistent. And that's okay. The Warriors will have to understand that one game you might get, like, okay, a few games ago, Kuminga had like 5, 4, and 5, right? In limited minutes, because this is just preseason, but no turnovers. This last game, he had 6 assists, but like 5 turnovers. You're just going to get that. You're going to get that. I don't know how else to say that. Kuminga isn't consistent with his play yet, so you should expect inconsistencies. He is a great creator for others. He's a good creator for others, potential to be great. But you need to expect that he isn't refined in terms of game playability. And that's okay. It's just going to take him minutes, and you hope that over time he gets better and better, and some of these mistakes are fewer and farther in between, right? But for now, you just expect that, and that's okay, because you're also going to get some good ability on offense to create for others. He has at least ability on defense when he's not fouling. He's a decent defender right now. Kuminga is. So you got to take the good with the bad. And so when we criticize Kuminga, okay, fine. Well, there's also a lot to like as well. It's just a mixed bag. You don't want that. In my opinion, you want way more positives and fewer negatives. But that's not what you're getting. That's not what you're getting with Kuminga right now. And the Warriors are going to have to adapt. I like LJ Cryer for the two-way spot. I like LJ Cryer, and I like him over Jackson Rowe. What does that mean? What does that mean? That the Warriors definitely need to look at more guards and forwards for their potential two-way spot. If I'm liking LJ Cryer over Jackson Rowe, it's not good enough. That's horrible to say. So it's not good enough. Drew Tim just got cut by the Nets. I don't know if he's even two-way eligible still, but he would be a player who is like plug and play, could could be a plus for the Warriors right now. Look, no knock against Cryer or Rowe. I'm just saying that I think the Warriors need to look deeper, need to look further for depth in terms of talent. I like what Quinton Post is doing. I think that Quinton Post has done enough to stay on the floor. And that is just that's good enough. That's good enough. Remember what I was just talking about, right? I was just saying, like, can we keep can we keep a player like Kuminga on the floor? What are things that are difficult to... Quinton Post is defending more or less without fouling and hitting his outside shots, which is like exactly what you would expect from him. And if he's doing that, you're good to go. I don't have any qualms with giving him a few minutes a night. I don't think that he's going to be like your savior. I think that Post provides Steve Kerr with a great look to give defenses. He is a big, like a 7-foot+ player who can hit the outside shot. That matters in the NBA for spacing. Defenses have to respect that. And I love that now the Warriors have that look in Quinton Post and to a much higher degree in Al Horford, right? Now that's like an all-star consistent big who can spreads the court, spreads the floor. So I absolutely love that. Will Richard. If Will Richard can improve on his outside shot and make his defenses honor space, he's got a shot. He has a chance. But like 1 of 6 from beyond the arc, I believe, yesterday. He's not a good enough shooter from beyond the arc for defenses to respect him. And if that happens, if defenses don't respect a player and they can really hone in on like a Steph, it's going to be difficult. Now, here's the thing. Will Richard is like really long and has some ability at the rim, but it's like he fits that GP2 archetype, or that GP2 sort of prototype or whatever you want to call it, but I don't know if he has the range. And it is tough to stay in the NBA, to stick in the NBA when you do not have that range. That's difficult. So, in conclusion, this has been a good preseason so far. 2 wins, 1 loss. We like what we see from the youth. No big injuries, knock on wood, hopefully, right? It's like Moses Moody, hopefully he can come back sooner rather than later. I know that Jimmy Butler is a tad bit injured. I believe that he's not going to play against Portland tomorrow night, but he's going to play hopefully on Friday. So we'll see. We'll see what Jimmy Butler's at, but here's just to almost like no story is almost a good story right now for the Warriors preseason. Hopefully that's nice and clean the rest of their preseason. They play some nice clean games and on to the regular season, because that's where the Warriors are going to need to butter their bread. Thank you so much. I hit 500 subscribers like sometime in the last few weeks. Thank you so much. Thank you to those who subscribe, that like and comment and are part of this community. Props, we are on our way. So until next time, have a great one, and thank you so much. Thanks again. C-Train, I'm C-Train. You are viewer insert name here. No. And I'm out. Have a good one. Take care.